Welcome to my house. I'm Frumpy Buckle. In this episode of Fishing with Uncle Buck, we're headed out to Oregon. Going out to Falcon Lake. We're going to complete 4 missions out there. There's 4 of them for us to do. It's the exploration, the trout mission. We got to catch bait for the monster from the brown trout, which we'll probably complete as we're completing the missions. And then finally catching the monster. As I said before, I don't do the videos there. I've already caught them. I can't redo them. I've tried. So I'll show you where I caught mine, and that's how we'll end that one. So the fish that we're going after out there, we're going to head after the pumpkin seed, the red breasted sunfish in the first mission, the rock bass, and the smallmouth bass. That'll be in the first mission. The second mission, we're going after trout, i.e. the top 8 falcon trout. So we're going to hit the cutthroat, the rainbow, and the brown. Some good fighting trout fish. I love to fish for trout. And one thing nice about fishing for trout, it's very exciting when you latch onto one of these guys in a fast stream or so. Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun with this one. I got a lot of information. I was sitting here going over all these notes. How am I gonna jam it all in? But we're just gonna go and fish and get all this done. Again, we're gonna hit it on the first mission because there's some panfish in there. That's all we're after. So we're gonna take our normal sticks that we got. We're gonna flip around. We're gonna walk around the lake real fast, assess where we're going to fish. Like I said before, you never want to just go out on a new waterway you never bid on before. If you guys are at level 14, this is level 14 waterway, which I find odd that excuse me, if you level up to 14, at that point they open up spawn sack for you, which is a very good bait for trout. And they level it up that you can buy it at level 14 when you get there for bait coins. So don't do that. Wait till level, because you can't buy it for money until level 39. But you don't need it. I'm not bringing it. But we're going to go up there and hit some of these trout up. We're going to talk a lot about fishing for trout and where they hide and what trout hide where and how they hit and strike while we're fishing in that second mission. So with that, let's go on over. Let's head over to the office and get our weapons and ammo ready to go. Alright, so we're going to take our ultralight here. Now this is a level 12 pole. We've got an ultralight. Now we're running on this one. We're running 8 pound. We got 8 pound reel, 8 pound line. That's our ultralight. We're going to run a 1/4 ounce batch jig on there with a little 2-inch shad trailer on the back. Get them rock bass and those smallmouth bass. Now we're going to take these feeders for mission 2 for the trout. We're going to throw some grasshoppers on there, and again, it's just our normal setup here. I think this one here is the all around. This is a level 19 pole, and it's a 10.5 reel running 10 pound test on it. Third one here is another all around, and it's 11 pounder, and we're running. I beefed this one up a little bit. I'm running 12 pound on this reel, which you can do safely. It's not a problem. And if you can get another pound of strength out of your line, it's better off. Okay, and then we have our Arctics that we got here that we normally been fishing with, our 7 pounder there. And of course, I always run him with 8 pound test on it. I mean, that's how we've been fishing all along. So he's beefed up just a little bit. And we got our Nero here with a breamer. We're running that one. Now all these poles, the only thing, the all around 12-10, this one here is a level 16 pole. Level 16 pole. Everything else is a 12. Our Omni Float. Where's he at? Yeah. Our Omni Float there. He's a level 5 pole that we're still fishing with. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, as far as panfish go, that's all you need. You don't need to even buy right now at this point in the game. This is a perfect rod for catching all your panfish. All right, so we got our weapons. Now the ammo that we're going to be taking. for mission 1, we're going to need your basic, your dough balls, which I always bring. The dough balls, the salmonella balls, your round red worms, grasshoppers, crickets, and small minnows. And all of that is under level 14 bait, so everybody's got to be at least level 14 to be at this lake. So we're going to take that. For the second mission, which was the trouts, it's pretty much the same stuff. It's the fleas, mayflies, grasshoppers, crickets, artificial bait, natural bait, artificial salmon eggs. So we're good there. Now, we will take, and we'll have them, the small minnows for the brown trout. And brown trout, they're beefy. I love fishing for brown trout for real. They're hard hitting, run hard, but they eat bigger bait. So bigger brown trout, bigger bait. That's what you're gonna get. So we're gonna use those small minnows now, and they're good for both bass species that we're gonna be fishing for. So we're gonna throw them on there. We can throw a float rod with a small minnow on there, and then fish with them or ultralight with the jig. So we'll try that. All right. And what was our last one? Of course, that was our spare the arrow. Okay, so we talked about our ammo. We know what we're taking. We know what missions we're going to go on. So you guys, make sure you get a license here. And I will see you out in Oregon at Falcon Lake. All right, guys. We're here. Now, look at the peaks that we're looking at here. We're kind of low in the morning. We got our peak in the afternoon here, which is a good time for us. Because first thing we're going to do, like we do on every new waterway when we first get to it, is we're going to assess the waterway before we do any fishing. We're going to go look at our cover. That's how, if you want to increase your chances on catching fish, you don't just, especially if it's somewhere new, you don't just run down to the lake and splash around in there and start throwing a rod around. Fish are very sensitive to anything that. Now, if you're fishing a lake that constantly gets hit by everybody and their mother-in-law all week long, well, then go take your chances. Good luck. But lakes like this, when you get a chance to fish a lake like this, you don't just chomp in there and start throwing things around. Walk around, take a look at the lake. So with that, we're going to walk around. We're going to talk about some cover, how to read a lake. So we're going to start over here at the boat dock, and that's all I do every new lake, and I haven't done all these lakes yet. I'm not at level 80. I'm doing a good job of where I'm at, but I spend time before I even start fishing. We got some time here. There's no peak there, so we'll run real quick here. We're going to head down there. And at that point, we're going to take. Why? You always want to do this to me. All right, here we are at the dock. Let's put this away real quick. So, what do we got here at the dock? A couple of boats. All right, let's take a look. All right. Looks like it goes kind of deep right off the bat, off the shoreline. Got some rocks over there. All right, let's take a walk. Can't fish anywhere along here. That tells us where we got spots to fish. Nowhere there. Uh-huh. So what do we saw? So okay, we see flow, current flow. We got current flowing out through here. Deep edges. Not a whole lot of panfish. The rock bass, smallmouth bass. And that looks promising over there. And you got a rock in the water right in the middle there, which interrupts the flow. So you have moderate flow and fast flow, and especially if you're fishing for trout, a lot of trout will sit behind that rock in what's called moderate flow. The river flows faster on each side of the rock than it does right behind it or right in front of it. the flow is not as fast, the current, so it takes less effort for them to sit there and just come out into the current and strike the bait as it comes by. So, that's a good spot there. And now you've got some deep rocks over there where I'm looking. So that looks like a fairly decent spot where that might hold some bass and probably some trout. Okay, let's go hit the next spot there. Now there's an overhead bank. Brown trout love, that's overhead protection. Might try to look, find a little. What if that zoom works? Oh yeah. See how that rock hangs over? Trout love that. That's protection. Fish that. I wish they would get us fly gear so we could actually purchase fly rods and fly fish. I love to fly fish for trout. There you go there. A lot of rocks in deep water. He'll grab stuff out of there. Whoop, let's not climb the tree. Now, what do we have here? Got ourselves a little cove here. Ah, no, log jams. Left side and right side with rocks. Of course, that's my little honey hole over there, and I'll tell you about that. But that's great for almost all the fish that's in this lake. The bass, you'll catch bass over there because of the fact that it's fallen trees in there. There's log jams in there. The brown trout that's overhead cover, they like to hide in there. It's tough to pull them out of there in real life, as in here. The brown trout over there, but that can be done. You got some weed beds out there. That's one thing that they like. They can stay covered and just come out and strike. Trout they don't like to. They're a skittish fish. And you got cover over there. And all of this, of course, is good for your panfish. And that's why I bring that up, because that little hole over there, we will work this little hole right from here. Take a look at our map there. That's a trophy pumpkin seed hole. I was here just practicing to shoot these videos, make sure the fish were all in the same spot. I pulled out 9 trophy pumpkin seeds out of there in less than 15-minute game time. Just saying. Let's continue our little, it won't let me walk up there. Why not? Because I missed the trail. Alright. Let's walk down here now. What do we got down here we can fish from? Flow this way. The headwater of this lake. Looks a little deeper. Trout in there. Right, and we got here rocks. There's a deep hole. A lot of good rocks. And we have current flow. And this is where you can actually walk through here. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time over there. Just saying. Where's that other hole at? Nope. It's up there. Okay. There it is. Ah. What we got down here? Look at the fishkies running. Bait fish. Boy, what's that, fellas? Deep hole. Jetty rocks. Grass beds out there. So that looks pretty cool, huh? You should be able to catch just about anything you want out of that hole, I would say. Depending on the time of day. Alright. Now, what do we have here? Our final spot. The waterfall. Well, don't need to be a rocket scientist to figure this one here out now, do we? I guess this is where we're coming for our trout now. Absolutely. Why? What do you got coming down there? Freshwater stream, waterfall, feeding this lake, water beds. Oh, that rock's in the way. Damn it, get out of the way. I'm trying to do stuff. Deep, sharp edges, deep pools, brown trout, protection, fast rapids. Need I say any more, ladies and gentlemen? Okay, so we've assessed to walk out here a little bit. You can fish. You can stand here. You got flow, you got moderate flow, you got fast flow. You can pick how you want to fish. Throw that bobber up against the rock, let her float around the back. Isn't that pretty? One of the prettiest places that I think to fish here in the game so far. I haven't got down in South America yet. The Moran River I was at, but it's not as pretty as this in my opinion. Or some country boy from up here. So it's nice for guys that just first getting here. It's beautiful. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going back over here. We walked all the way around the lake. We're gonna start it over here, back at our log dam that we were at. I'm not even gonna put a rod stand down because we're just basically gonna. I think the rod we want is in the. Yep. Let's make sure. We'll bring her up about 42 inches. Try 3 feet for now. Let's pick on that rock over there. See what we can find over there. So what are we after in this mission? We're after the pumpkin seed, the red-breasted sunfish, the rock bass, and the smallmouth bass. So we're going to poke around here with each cast, a couple casts here, and see what we can grab. Alright guys, we got one here. I don't know what I was thinking. I moved right behind the rock and changed my leader to 20 inches down. And there's the rock bass on a red worm, so we can get him off the list. We'll keep him. And what I'm going to do here for the next couple of casts is I'm going to work the front of that rock, in behind that rock, out in the front of that rock. And like I said, I'm down to 20 inches, 50 centimeters. For you guys that ain't over here with our goofy system. Alright, so I'm going to work that rock and we'll see you in a minute. And we got something else hitting us. Let's see what we got here. Oh, there's our pumpkin seed. He's a nice fat boy now, isn't he? I just like that fish. That's pretty, getting the sunshine on his belly. Look at that. Hello. That's a pretty fish. We'll keep him, mark him off the list. Same place, I'm going to hit it one more time. See what else we can get right over. This time I'm going to move a little bit over there, right about there. We'll see what we get over there. Oh, we got somebody nibbling. I don't think they're taking our bait. Moved back up behind the rock, but Alright, going up there, let's try another spot. Alright, let's throw up in front of the rock a little bit. It's in there between the rock and the ground bed. See if we can pull something out of there. What do you think? Huh? Alright. Well, that didn't take too damn long, now did it? I think it's our smallie. We can mark him off the list. Where's my little list here? Smallmouth bass, gone. Now what do we need? We need the red-breasted sunfish. Okay, so for that, we've hit a couple of spots here. Let's turn this guy into a flipping stick. And let's go over here because I like this spot and we're about to complete this mission. So I wanted to be able to show it to you. Dum. How much here? We're only at 21 minutes. Have patience. Look, it's a beautiful day out. Well, don't be in a hurry. That's the problem with the whole world today. Everybody's in a friggin' hurry. Try to go to the grocery store one time. Holy hell. That's why I'm not allowed out in society. Told me I have to stay inside and play video games. See that right there? That's just beautiful. Let's go get him. I'm probably standing too close. It's going to bounce off the wall. Oh, I'm not close enough. Come back here. Move up a step. Oh, that should work. Now it's not even peaked, but we'll give her a try here. See if we can get the sunfish out here because there's a lot of them in here too. Well, somebody's knocking on Buck's door. Red-breasted sunfish, and that didn't take long. So, if I look at my list properly, and I haven't had too much Uncle Buck's juice yet, that completes mission number 1, Falcon Exploration, Oregon, level 14. We get our spawn sack now. Woohoo! Way to go, guys. Alright. Well, the next one, we're going after the trout. I love to fish for trout. You know, I misspoke a little bit. And let's get this guy back in the water before he goes crazy on us. Well, while I'm talking here real quick, we'll throw her out there and see what happens. Well, where are we at? We're right at 23 minutes. I got 7 minutes. Except I forgot what I was talking about at this point. In the next mission, we're going after the trout. And we're going to talk a lot about trout fishing because I'd spoken in another video how I was a bass fisherman. Well, I am kind of a bass fisherman because that's what the lakes that are closest by me, that's what I do. I fish for bass in those lakes because that's what's in there, the big ones. I love to trout fish. My profession, my choice in my career, a lot of opportunity. It required me to move to a lot of places. So that allowed me a great opportunity to fish a lot of different waterways and a lot of different places, a lot of different types of species. So I got to fish a lot. And one thing that I do love fishing for is trout. So when we start the second mission, I'm going to talk a little bit about trout. I know a little bit about trout. Yep, there's one right there. Hello. Come on, big guy. Bite my line. Alright. And a pumpkin seed. Like I said, it would be nice to pull a trophy out of there while we're yakking now, huh? Like I said, that's the only reason I marked it with such a good hole. But trout, they're elusive. And there's a fascination with trout fishing all over And the documentation goes back. I mean, they got records of people writing books on trout fishing as the 1600s. So it's one of those fish that there's a passion for it. So we'll talk about that in the second one a little bit more. But we've completed this mission. If you got any value out of this thing, go ahead and hit the like button for me. Remember, subscribe. We'll be putting another one up as fast as we can. And for that one, thanks for watching.